much the presence of a small Moscow everywhere. You go to there, you go in their country. Actually, they are so organized and hard-working people. I loved everything there. I did not find anything bad that shocked me. I consider this as a good thing. Finally, I can say that I loved all the things I saw there, and it was a positive cultural shock that the Iranian people reflected on their country. It really caught my attention, and I say it's again, they are the nicest people I have ever met.
إذن هذه تجربة رقية بصوت محمد رائد. Thank you, Muhammad Ra'ad. And thank you, Ruqayya, for that wonderful, wonderful piece of writing. It was excellent, really excellent, and beautifully presented. Okay. Let's move on to our second choice. There was one I wanted in particular. Okay, let's listen to Ghadir Jason. Ghadir, are you with us?
Yes, miss.
Okay, wonderful. Let me just share your work with us. Ghadir, let me look up your name. Ghadir Jason, my trip to Istanbul. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go, Ghadir.
My trip to Istanbul. Culture shock is feeling of uncertainty, confusion, or anxiety that people may experience when they visit a new country. I have experienced this when I visited Istanbul last year. It was a memorable experience, although I stayed there for 2 weeks. Only for 2 weeks. As soon as I landed in Istanbul, it was a weird vibe to me because the airport was crowded and I saw tourists from all over the world, like Asian, African, and European. When I was on my way to the hotel, I was amazed by the gorgeous scenery sights, and there were a lot of ancient mosques. Also, the streets were full of friendly dogs and cats because people treat them good, and I admire this about Turkish people. Besides, they were kind, helpful, and cheerful. The food there is special and delicious. They make shawarma, kunava, and baklava better than we make it here in Iraq. Istanbul is a great city, but it also has a negative side. It is very noisy, crowded, and it's not that safe. A lot of robberies happen daily, especially to tourists. I remember one day it was late and more than once pickpocket tried to steal my mom's purse. So if you are willing to go to Istanbul, you should be careful. Furthermore, almost every place is closed at 10 p.m., like malls, shops, and parks. Therefore, I did not get the chance to see a lot of places I wanted to go to. In the beginning, I was uncomfortable, but after 2 days, I adjusted and had a wonderful time. Despite the bad things, it was a great and fun experience that I would love to do it again.
Thank you very much, Ghadir. Excellent, my dear. Taban, that was wonderful. And I felt like I was experiencing the whole thing with you when I read it. So thank you very much. Thank you for that
Thank you so
excellent
much.
piece of essay. Okay, I guess now it's time for, wait, I think Mustafa, where's Mustafa? Mustafa Mahdi. Mustafa Mahdi, are you with us? Mustafa?
Yes, miss, yes.
Okay, Mustafa, طبعا كلش عجبتني your essay. I would
I'm
love
sorry
if
for I'm sorry for the typos. I just noticed them when I
no,
read
don't
it.
worry. طبعا يعني بغض النظر, a lot of people had يعني most of the students had grammatical, punctuation, a lot of different spelling mistakes, but I didn't take that into consideration when marking your essays. I just took the idea and the well organization of your paragraphs. Mustafa, بصراحة, I really loved your topic. Please go ahead and read it for us.
Thank you, Mas. Najaf City shock. When I moved to Najaf City to study English language, I had so many things that culturally shocked me. One of which is there is so many cars in the streets. For the first time when I got into it, I thought that the streets are more than enough. There should be no rush hours at all. But the opposite happened when I had to experience so many traffic jams there. And the other thing is there's some differentiating between people who live in Kufa and who live in Najaf. Like they would almost mention and start guessing where you live from the way you talk, or judging you by and start judging you by that. What is shocking in this is that I thought I would never see such things, especially between people from one city. All of this could be because I have came from a small city from the aspect of population, yet it's the second largest city in Iraq.
Okay, thank you very much, Mustafa. Okay, I'm curious, which city are you from, Mustafa?
Musanna is the second
Musanna.
largest. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that is the second largest. Okay, thank you very much, Mustafa, and welcome in Najaf. I hope you have a pleasurable experience for the rest of your college.
I had, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mustafa. I really loved it. Okay, moving on. Wait, there was one I really wanted. Muhammad Sadiq, يعني yours was really shocking. Let's see.
Professor?
Yes?
Please, before open my essay.
I won't open your essay.
Yeah. لأن الموضوع حساس جدا.
لا ما أفتحها أصلا أنا ما ناوي أفتحها.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, but it was good. Wait, there was another one. Qasim, yours was beautiful. Qasim, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Qasim, let me just share yours. Let's put your name up. Qasim, there we go. Okay, Qasim, shoot.
Do you want me to read?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. New day in light of this development of means of communication, there are many ways through which you can learn about different culture from what is in your country. But this doesn't mean that you will gain sufficient experience and feeling, because traveling and living in that culture will have more impact. I have previously traveling to some Islamic country, but I didn't see the great difference in culture, so I decided to travel to Malaysia, which is an Islamic country, but it impacts many culture and religions. Here was the real shock, because Malaysia is thousands of kilometers away from my country. It has a tropical atmosphere. It also contains many culture where many Chinese and Indians live alongside the indigenous, yes, people, all of which I have never
coexisted with. تعايش.
Yes, with. نعم، يعني ما سبق أن تعايش معهم. The first strange thing for me was the moment I got off a plane as I left the moisture in the air restrict my breath, but that wasn't bad because I got used to it the next day. The the driving system was different too. They used the right side. All this was the first day. My 10 days in this country were filled with strange feeling of difference. I know I have a lot of positive memories about this culture, and the and things that impressed my impressed me the most are peaceful uh, coexistent coexistence, freedom of religion, and precedence their religion uh, rates without harassment. One of the bad aspects for me was the food was very spicy. I didn't think there there is anyone who wanted to test the popular foods because they are very uh, very exotic, and they cook everything on land and sea.
تفضل ويانا. هيا ما جاي. دوس البنات دوس الموبايل.
منو فاتح المايك؟
ما يقدر.
خلي غلقه. زهراء حيدر. زهراء حيدر.
شو الإعدادات خافيتي؟
لا وليد هاي شو يقبالك هاي شو يقبالك
هي صدقك.
I don't know how to turn her off. Okay, mute. Yes, I think that's better.
Yes.
Okay, continue, Qasim.
Yeah. However, the problem of food can be overcome with fast food. This culture had a great impact on my life that cannot be counted. But for example, I was impressed by their dealing with each other without being nervous, especially in special situations when driving the car. When driving the car, we often used to get uh, young or quarrels between
Quarrels, yes.
quarrels, yes, between drivers. So this was one of the things that I adhered to in my country. I don't think that the days I spent were enough to explore this country and its different culture. I hope to have the opportunity again to visit other place and island from this country after completing after completing my studies and development my language, especially as they speak English to a large extent, in addition to their native language of Malay. So the taste of exploring this culture will be easier for me.
Excellent. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Qasim.
sir.
Wonderful. Although I have doubts that someone has helped you write this, but it's excellent. I love the photos, and I love that you talked about your experience. Sarah, I feel like it's a passage from the book. Okay, so it's wonderful. Thank you again. Let's move on. Let's see who else got a 2 poem. Ibrahim Razak. Ibrahim, are you with us? No? Benin Hamoudi?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, would you like to read yours, Benin?
Yes, of course.
Okay, let me just share it with everyone. Okay, go ahead, Benin.
Can you maximize it?
Okay, no worries.
Okay. Turkish shock. Visiting a new country is actually super exciting and intimidating at the same time. Discovering a new environment makes you feel the change. Going to its local restaurants, do some sightseeing, or even just walking in its streets. It's all new, especially if you are going to a country that speaks another language than yours. Communicating can be a little difficult, but it'll add some new words in your vocabulary. Suddenly, this new experience seems stressful rather than stimulating.
محفز.
And the delight will turn into discomfort. This phenomena known as a culture shock. I was in Turkey for 1 week. As soon as I stepped out of the plane, I felt the difference coming from a hot summer country to a country that you could experience all 4 seasons within one day. Was a big shock for me, but it was something normal for people who live there. In Istanbul, I saw a lot of different identities from around the world. People seemed very friendly and nice to me all the time. I didn't feel that anxious for being a foreigner to this country. I liked talking to different people and learning new things about their country, although I wasn't a chatty person. There was that one and only thing I noticed about Turkish people and didn't like. They are so attached to their culture and language to the point that they don't speak or try to learn another language. It was kind of difficult for me to communicate with them. Professor, the rest? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't speak Turkish and they clearly didn't speak Arabic nor English. There wasn't any shop signs other than Turkish ones. All in all, it was a nice trip. I enjoyed it and I would do it again whenever I get the chance.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Shahid. Wonderful. Saraha, I loved
Benin.
your paragraphs. Sorry, Benin Hamoudi.
Yeah.
I loved your paragraphs. Very neat.
Thank you, Professor.
And you were on the spot. Everything I wanted was in there. So thank you again. And we'll move on now to Ibrahim. You're still not with us? No? Okay, then I'll read Ibrahim's because I really liked Ibrahim's work and I'd love to share it with you guys. Ibrahim, وينك Ibrahim? Okay, here we go. Here's Ibrahim. Okay, and while we wait for Ibrahim or for Ibrahim's essay to show up, okay, there we go. Culture shock in an Arab country. بينما ننتظر إبراهيم طبعا نبأ صلاح. are you with us? Get ready because you'll be next. Okay, being from an Arab country made me think that it would be easy for me to integrate into any other Arab society I traveled to. But it exceeded my expectations when I traveled to the United Arab Emirates. About 2 years ago, I decided to spend my summer vacation in the Emirates with my older brother who lives there. In the early days, I had a passion and enthusiasm that prevented streets and public parks, looking at the skyscrapers and taking pictures of everything I saw in front of me. I don't hide a secret that I was feeling a little lonely because I saw myself as a stranger to this society of hundreds of nationalities. festival, which was attended by many Arabs and non-Arabs. Golf songs were heard everywhere and different delicious foods. Most of the attendees were wearing the traditional Emirati dress, which looked elegant in my opinion. I met by a chance a group of young Emiratis who were very friendly and welcomed me very much when they knew that I am Iraqi and invited me to drink juice. At the end of the evening, I felt relieved that I seemed to be part of this pleasant community. Despite the multiplicity of nationalities and the different languages, religions, and each person, what unifies them is that they are peaceful, showing nothing but kindness and friendliness. The culture shock I encountered on my travel was unique, as I spent a month full of positive memories and moments. The UAE shortens the way for everyone who wants to learn about the different cultures of the world. The only negative that I faced was comparing the Emirates as an Arab country with Iraq. I wish our youth would have one chance to build a homeland in which its residents enjoy security and prosperity, especially since Iraq and the Iraqi society are not inferior in rank and status in terms of history and culture and civilizational background than the rest of the countries, but are also superior to them. Saraha, wonderful essay. I don't know if Ibrahim has written this himself or he has gotten some help from another person, but it's beautiful. It is. So send our thanks to Ibrahim. بالرغم راح ينحسب غيابي يعني. Ibrahim. Neba, are you with us? No, Neba's not with us. Okay, let me just show you Neba's work. Okay, Neba Salah. After Neba, Mustafa Abdelamir, get ready to read yours. And then Haidar, get ready to read yours. Al-Baleen, also get ready to read yours. And Fatma Amr. Okay, let's see if it's showing. Okay, different culture shock. This is Neba's work. Okay? Who would like to read it for us?
I can, Professor, if you want me to.
Okay, go ahead, Mustafa. Let me just share it with you so you can see.
All right.
Where's my mic? Noise outside.
Different culture shock. I did not experience a culture shock because I did not travel to any other country, but I was born in Iraq and stayed there for this age. Rather, what I experienced too was considered a culture shock, in the sense of a transition from one society to another. I suffered a lot at the beginning of my time at the university because of my lack of understanding of the society and how I can deal and how my speech and the way I speak with others could be, which made me want to leave the university, and badly because of my lack of stability with the students at the beginning. I went through a great state of depression. At first, when I applied to university, I was very happy. But on the first day, which was very difficult, I felt anxious and frustrated because I did not communicate with anyone. But with the passage of time, I became more familiar with the place. I began to accept people and the university community with open arms. I had some friendships that kept me away from depression and isolation. And I got used to this new society, which we learned during this period is trying to get to know the place and the community before going to it by making inquiries, having an open and enlightened mind towards the new culture, and not closing in one in self, and trying to communicate with others and get to know them.
Okay, Saraha, it is beautifully written. Okay, and I think a lot of college students have the same kind of experience and shock, especially when they are from a different province. So That was excellent. And thank you, Mustafa, for reading Abed's work.
My pleasure, of course, Professor.
Okay, now we'll move on to Mustafa's work. Okay, I really liked your work, Mustafa. It was
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
Okay, nice experience in Egypt. So let's just share your work with everyone. Karar, also get ready to read yours. It's good. There we go. There's Mustafa. Okay, Mustafa's experience happened in Egypt. Okay, يم الفراعنة متونس مصطفى.
الأهرامات.
Okay, الإهرامات. Okay, مصطفى يلا قول لنا ايش صار وياك ويا المومياء.
She frightened me.
So it's a she. يلا اقرأ عنا مصطفى. Staying in Egypt.
Staying in Egypt. Culture shock is the feeling of disorientation experienced when we travel to a new country with an unfamiliar culture, way of life, or set of attitudes. I have experienced this myself when I moved to the mother of the world, Egypt. Egypt is a wonderful country and a unique one. People there can be really entertaining with their different activities. I stayed there for 10 years and made so many memorable experiences. To begin with, I would like to talk about the 5 stars hotels and their view of the exotic beaches. As Iraqi people, unfortunately, we only have rivers, so the view of the beach and the sea is just astonishing. There is a saying in Egypt that goes, one look at the sea and your whole negativity will be gone. Trust me when I say, you will not believe this until you have tried it yourself.
بس لحظة مصطفى أريد هذا القول تحكيه بالعربي أو باللهجة المصرية.
باللهجة المصرية.
أوكي.
بسطة واحدة على البحر وحتنسى كل الهموم.
كل حاجة؟
كل الهموم كل حاجة هي نفس المعنى، بس هم يقولون كل الهموم يعني كل همومك راح تنساها.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Continue.
Tourists from different parts of the world, such as Australia, America, and Lebanon, come to visit Egypt for its wonderful sights, such as the Great Pyramids of Giza, which is considered to be one of the 7 wonders of the world. I have been there countless times, and I have also been inside them and had the pleasure to look at the tombs that were made for the great kings of Egypt. At the time, I also managed to take a look at the hieroglyphic language that was written on the walls of the tombs, which was really fun. Those were some of the positive points of view that I have experienced there, but as everything in life has a positive side, it also has a negative one. The food there isn't really the best part of some local foods, the food there isn't really the best, a part of some local foods, such as kushari and fool. As a foreign, you might struggle with the food for a bit, but eventually you'll get used to it. One last thing I want to mention is the safety issue. I was shocked by the number of robberies there. My friends used to talk about how many times they got mugged there, and it's just really terrible. So, to all those who are looking forward to traveling to Egypt, try to be as cautious as you can. I did not only experience culture shock, but I also experienced reverse culture shock when I got back to Iraq. Overall, it was a wonderful and a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Thank you so much Mustafa for sharing.
Thank you, Professor.
أنت تعبان مصطفى بغدادي هسه طلع مصطفى مصري.
10 years in Egypt, so half Iraqi, half
10
Egyptian.
years. Wonderful. Thank you so much Mustafa. يعني بصراحة مصطفى you deserve a positive 3 بس أنا ما أعطيك بعد positives.
I know.
هاي positives اللي أعطيك
Thank you,
You have
Professor.
too many positives مصطفى. أوكي فدائما إذا أعطيك positive يعني هو هذا بالواقع 2 بس أنت عندك هواي يعني.
This means the world, really.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. Excellent. Okay, next. Haidar. You're with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's share yours, Haidar. Haidar Ali. Okay, while that loads. Okay, let's see who's next. Haidar, البنين, please get ready. Fatma Amar and Karar. Then I think we have some. زهراء فاضل, Yusuf, also get ready. طبعا إذا الوقت أسعفنا. Okay, there we go. Culture Shock by Haidar Ali, Group A. Okay. Culture Shock at Beirut. Yes, Haidar.
Culture shock at Beirut.
طبعا حيدر أول غلط هي مو on 2010 هي in 2010
Sorry.
عليها.
Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry. Okay.
No
In
worries.
2010 and during the World Cup days, we went to Syria. It was a good experience at a bad time. I could not watch the matches. The moment that we landed in Damascus, everything was amazing for me. This was the first time I visited an Arabic place and society other than Iraq. The people were kind. That special dialect made me feel that I'm in one of those famous Syrian series. However, the most important part, which caused me the culture shock, was at Lebanon. After we finished the pilgrimage at Syria, the tour guide recommended the visitors to go to a one-day trip to Lebanon. He said you can visit historical places, Christian churches, and the beach. You're going to have fun since Lebanon is a very beautiful country. So you're also going to enjoy the nature and the view on the beach. Also, we will take you to a restaurant there for the lunch. We packed the luggages and got ready for the trip. The tour left the hotel at 6 o'clock at the morning toward Beirut. We passed the borders at 10. The moment we entered Lebanon, everything was amazing and shocking for me. I felt that the people are different somehow because the hijab was not really Islamic, and that was something that I did not expect. Although I know there are Christians at Beirut, but discovering things firsthand is something else. We entered the restaurant and saw the bottles of wine on the tables. The scene was really shocking for me. All in all, this was the first time I go through a culture shock.
Excellent. Thank you so much, حيدر. حيدر عندك مشكلة بالprepositions. Paragraph الثاني at the morning هي in the morning. Okay?
Yeah, sorry. I must double check everything, I think.
Okay. Wonderful, beautiful experience, nice culture shock, and let's hope you get the chance to go there again. Okay. خليني أسد المايك شوية لأن هذا. Okay. I don't know, البنين, are you ready? Are you with us or not? No, you're not? Then it's too tiny to read. Fatma Amar? Not with us? Okay, Karar? Karar, are you with us?
Yes.
Karar? Okay, Karar, perfect. Let me just show yours and then you can shoot.
Okay.
Go ahead, Karar.
Yes. Well, my topic is a brief opinion of different cultures. First of all, I haven't worked country, so I have less experience in this topic. But from what I see in the social media like Netflix, YouTube, or Instagram or others, the west of the world actually there's an active people, most of them. So they are really connected society, indeed. Like the West countries here one day. Their culture, rights, habits, traditions, ideas, music, movies, or series, it's all different. Not like ours. But we share the same point that we are all human beings. So no one has the right to rule or to control others. Humans are genius and creative, but some people in this world are racism or they not accept other cultures. In fact, most of them not even educated. But all in all, cultures are different and it is represent reality, whether it deserve or disappointing.
Okay, thank you كرار. طبعا you're not on the topic، يعني مو كان الموضوع المطلوب، وعندك الكثير من الأخطاء هنا وهناك، بس الفكرة جدا عجبتني، كان حلو. Okay, so thank you for sharing your opinion and your ideas with us. That was excellent. Thank you so much, Karar. Okay, let's move
Thank you.
on to Zahra Fadl. Zahra, you're with us?
Which one?
Zahra Fadl Abbas Yusuf. Dan.
Oh, okay. But like, should I skip some things because they might
Yes,
be...
you can skip some things really quickly.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of sensitive topics.
Okay. Just
Okay.
let me wait. Sorry. Yeah, okay. While you are transitioning from your own culture, from everything familiar to you to a new one, it almost always results in a culture shock. Most people think that culture shock can only happen if you moved out of your country. Howsoever, it's believed that sometimes being exposed to other cultures, even online, can cause culture shock. With the access that we have to the internet, everyone must have experienced culture shock once in their life at least. No matter how open-minded you are, sorry. For me, I was pretty shocked by Canada, and even though I read and saw a lot of things about it, what stood out were four things. First, it confused me that white people in general, and Canadian especially, don't season their food. I can't imagine how bland it tastes. Where I live, most people use a lot of seasonings to the point where you feel like they'll start drinking quote unquote spicy water someday. Second, I was very shocked when I saw how most of their family dynamic works. I had mixed feelings about it. To expand on this statement, children in Canada are so casual with their parents. They curse and sometimes even pick huge fights with them. And whenever they didn't like the environment, whether the parents didn't agree on the kids' choices, decisions, and lifestyle, or if they were abused, for example, it's an option for them to just move out. In my
هاي طبعا
culture,
عندنا هاي كلها طالعة من بيت أهلها، مو صحيح؟
yeah, here, like they didn't agree with your, like you'll be just whatever. Anyway,
You'll just sit in the kitchen and sob all day.
yeah. In my culture, children are so polite and reserved with their parents, and that can be positive in some situations. But the family dynamic here is so formal. The third thing I noticed was how much they care for disabled, I عندي مصطلح هنا, neurodivergent and mentally ill people. They tried their best to make education, healthcare, and work accessible for them. For example, in Canada, the government provides autistic people with noise-canceling headphones to help their sensory issues. In Iraq, our society is profoundly ableist, and it's so hard for disabled people to accomplish anything due to how stigmatized their disability is. Should I skip the last part?
Let's skip the last paragraph. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, that was excellent. But, Yusuf, would you like to participate, or anyone else?
Can I?
Who else would
Yeah.
like to participate?
Can I, miss?
Yours.
Um,
Yep, go ahead.
Watching YouTube when I saw a man wearing a skirt.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me just share yours with the rest of the. for the rest of the class. Just a moment.
Got it.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
Okay, I shall beginning with okay. Watching YouTube, I saw a man wearing a skirt. Then I wondered about one country that has this culture. So I have decided to go to Scotland. I have stayed there a month. The most positive memories were when I climbed the beautiful mountains, playing on the musical instrument. Her name was pipe. And of course, when I wore the skirt. On the other hand, the most negative memories the most negative memory was when I tasted their cheese. It was salty. I have learned how to sing, respect for the others, and calming. In the end, certainly I will go again to that wonderful country. Thank you.
Excellent, Yusuf. Would you try wearing a skirt?
Of course. We love it.
Thank you very much. أعتقد الوقت ما يسعفنا بعد نقرأ أكثر. المشاركات بصراحة جدا رائعة. So much more essays are exceptional. Hopefully, you'll do better in your upcoming assignments because we have much more. Okay, inshallah.
دكتورة
I guess that's it for yes, هبة.
آسفة على المقاطعة بس بخصوص الواجب أنا أمس مسلمته تقريبا من 8 بس اسمي ما صار ضمن هذا الملف اللي دزيتي.
بصراحة ما أعتقد واصل أو أنتي ما راسلته بصورة صحيحة.
دكتورة أنا من دخلت على الرابط مال الواجب تليفوني ما قاعد يطلع من عند الملفات بس طلع لي من ضمنها إنه أختار صورة يعني أسوي الواجب على شكل صورة وأعرف من يرفع يصير على شكل ملف ويوصل وقال لي